You know, a lot of people don't know that we're sisters. You know, that's something I never talked about in the beginning because I didn't want it to be a crutch. You know, I didn't want people to be like, oh, you know, that's her sister. I didn't want that to be my accolade of mine. But now that, you know, I've solidified my spot, then I go ahead and talk about it. But a lot of people don't know it, though.
Nia Long and Sommore have often been described as one of the most distant sibling pairs in Hollywood. Many people are surprised to learn that they are biological sisters because they rarely appear together, almost never talk about each other in public, and seem to live completely separate lives. Fans have wondered for years why they don't have a close relationship, especially now that both women have successful careers of their own. When people first discovered that they were sisters, many assumed they kept the relationship private for professional reasons. The belief was that Sommore wanted to build her career without constantly being introduced as Nia Long's sister. Since Nia became famous first and earned a strong reputation in the entertainment industry, especially in Black Hollywood, it would have been easy for people to focus on that connection instead of recognizing Sommore for her own talent. By keeping their family relationship private, Sommore was able to establish herself as a respected comedian based on her own work. Sommore later spoke about this during an interview with Divine Martino. She explained that she intentionally avoided discussing their relationship because she wanted audiences to know her for her comedy rather than for being related to a famous actress. Her explanation made sense to many people, and fans respected her decision to create her own identity in the entertainment world. However, even after both women became well-known and successful, they still did not seem to spend time together or publicly support one another. This led many fans to believe that there might be something deeper behind their distance. Some people even claimed that Sommore preferred to stay away from Nia because the version of Nia she knew in private was different from the image the public saw. While those claims have circulated for years, neither sister has publicly explained the details of their relationship, leaving much of the speculation unconfirmed. There was one moment when it seemed like the sisters might be acknowledging each other publicly. Nia posted a side-by-side photo of herself and Sommore on Instagram and jokingly referred to Sommore as the funny one in the family. Sommore reportedly liked the post, suggesting there was no immediate issue with it. But not long afterward, Nia unexpectedly deleted the picture without offering any explanation. The sudden removal left fans confused and wondering why the post disappeared so quickly. Another rare public mention came after the death of their father, Dautry Do Long, in 2020. Nia shared an emotional tribute celebrating his life and legacy as an educator, mentor, poet, and someone who proudly supported the Black community. In her message, she also mentioned her sisters, including Lori, better known as comedian Sommore, and Jamila. She expressed that they were grateful to have been by their father's side during his final moments and that they would all miss him deeply. Since that tribute, there has been very little public interaction between Nia and Sommore. Neither has shared much about the other, and they continue to keep their personal lives extremely private. Whether their distance is simply a personal choice or the result of unresolved family issues remains unknown. Without either sister speaking openly about the situation, the real story behind their relationship is something only they truly understand.
Yeah, we have the same father, so yeah, my dad is proud.
Are you guys close?
We speak from time to time, but we're not. I won't be babysitting her kids, no.
You so silly. You all right with me, girl?
That's how it is in life. I tell people all the time, we have the same father. We're not necessarily sisters.
Sommore and Nia Long share the same father, but they had very different childhoods. Their father first had Sommore in 1966, but his relationship with her mother ended soon after she was born. A few years later, he began a relationship with Nia's mother, and they welcomed Nia into the family. Unfortunately, that relationship also came to an end when Nia was only 2 years old. After the breakup, Nia's mother left New Jersey and moved first to Iowa before eventually settling in Los Angeles. Because of the move, Nia grew up without having her father actively involved in her daily life. In contrast, Sommore stayed closer to their father, making it easier for her to keep a relationship with him as she grew older. Nia has openly shared that she felt hurt and even a little jealous because she wished she could have experienced the same close father-daughter bond that Sommore had. Since the sisters lived in different places and rarely spent time together while growing up, they never had the chance to build a strong connection during their childhood. As a result, their relationship remained distant for many years before they had the opportunity to know each other better as adults.
Because I think for a lot of years I was disappointed and angry, and I wanted, my dad to read me a bedtime story and be there and do all of the things that a daddy is supposed to do.
This all happened long before the internet and social media made it easy for people to stay connected. Back then, keeping in touch was much harder, especially when the adults involved were not interested in helping the family maintain a relationship. Because of that, Seymour and Nia spent many years apart with very little contact. Even so, Seymour has shared that they did try to reconnect once they were older. They spoke on the phone a few times and even met in person on a couple of occasions. However, according to Seymour, those meetings never felt comfortable. The connection they hoped to rebuild just was not there, and the conversation seemed awkward instead of natural. As time passed, Nia's career continued to grow, making her one of the most recognizable actresses in Hollywood. At the same time, Seymour was still working to establish herself in the entertainment industry. Even today, many people would say that Nia is the more widely known member of the family. However, along with her success came stories about her behavior behind the scenes. Over the years, there have been reports claiming that she developed a reputation for being difficult to work with. Some people described her as demanding, while others felt she expected special treatment on movie and television sets. One frequently discussed story came from the filming of The Best Man holiday. According to reports, Nia wanted her character to wear white instead of black during a funeral scene. The disagreement reportedly delayed production for about an hour before the filmmakers agreed to her request. Another well-known controversy involved her appearance on the television series Empire. Reports claimed that Nia often arrived late to the set and became upset after co-star Taraji P. Henson confronted her about her lateness. It was also alleged that she wanted changes to her role that would make her character much more important, placing her in direct competition with Taraji's famous character, Cookie. There were also reports that Nia was very particular about her appearance. Crew members allegedly had to redo her hair and styling several times until she was completely satisfied. In response to these criticisms, Nia defended herself by saying that she simply knows exactly how she wants to look. She explained that she has high standards for her appearance and is not afraid to speak up to make sure she feels confident and comfortable on screen.
We open doors for brown girls to be exactly who we are, and that's beautifully complicated. And so it's been a blessing and a curse, because here's what I do know. Nia Long knows her light. Nia Long knows her makeup. Nia Long knows her hair. And you probably can't talk me into something else unless you show me. If you want to call that difficult, then sorry.
When Nia tried to bring that same attitude into her relationship with Seymour, things reportedly did not go as she expected. According to the stories that have been shared over the years, Nia believed her younger sister should naturally look up to her and give her more respect because she was already the bigger and more established star in Hollywood. Seymour, however, approached the situation very differently. She expected them to meet as sisters on equal terms and hoped they could get to know each other without anyone feeling more important than the other. Before they met, Seymour had already heard many rumors about Nia's personality and how she treated people. Even so, she decided not to judge her based on gossip. Instead, she wanted to give her sister a fair chance and form her own opinion. Unfortunately, after spending time together, she reportedly felt that the respect she hoped for was missing. Rather than arguing or forcing a relationship that did not feel genuine, Seymour chose to create healthy boundaries and move on with her life. Many people understand and respect that decision. Sometimes protecting your peace is more important than trying to hold on to a relationship that never had a strong foundation. Reports have also suggested that Nia does not often discuss her sister in public and seems comfortable with the distance between them. At least they are not constantly competing or publicly attacking one another, which some people see as a positive sign. Fans have shared mixed opinions over the years. Some who have met Sommore describe her as kind, humble, and easy to talk to. Others point out that not every sibling grows up with a close bond. Just because people are related does not mean they will automatically become best friends. Sometimes siblings simply have different personalities and separate lives. That does not always mean there is hatred or resentment. In the end, both Nia and Sommore have built successful careers on their own, and many people still hope that one day they will find common ground and strengthen their relationship.